Hi everyone. Before we get into today's episode, a little trigger warning at the start. This episode will cover topics that cover sexual harassment and other forms of gender based violence against women. Please be mindful as you listen and contact necessary support teams and organizations if you have been affected by any form of gender based violence. Thank you for listening and enjoy today's episode.
Hi, I'm Ayodeji,
Hi, I'm Kachie.
and welcome to The Square, a podcast where we have honest conversations about life, pop culture, and everything in between with casual conversations from a global perspective.
That's right. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you rate, review, subscribe, and share. And make sure you let people know how awesome it is.
All right, let's get into the episode. Enjoy.
Enjoy!
I'm not a fan of number one when you know what's going to happen from the beginning. I don't like that. It doesn't make sense to me. And I also don't like it when I don't know. There's no the suspense doesn't build. It doesn't make any sense. Because I
So
already know
you
what's going to
like
happen.
suspense. You like surprises.
I like a surprise. I don't like suspense. If you want to tell me something, tell me. If you don't want to tell me, don't tell me.
Surprise, suspense.
I just don't want to know I just don't want to know and then having to wait. I'd rather the story develops and I find out at
So
the end.
so when you're
That's my
watching
thing.
movies, I'm putting about movies, are you the kind of person that talks in between the movies, like asks questions and stuff
Of
like
course
that?
I am. That's
That's
so
my
don't
point.
watch a movie with me
That
because I
is
want
the
to be
most
talking.
contradictory thing ever. So
It
in
works
books, you
well
like
for me.
suspense, but then when you're watching movies, you still want to ask to know because it's going to give you a quicker answer or a quicker.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
plot.
I'm not watching. I wouldn't watch a movie with someone that's watched the movie before. I want us to hypothesize.
Case in
What do we
point,
think
the
can
person
happen?
definitely, that's when it's worse because they don't even know the plot either, and then you're asking.
That's what I'm saying now. So we put heads together and we find out what's happening in this movie. I remember I was watching Inception with my sister and she was asking me so many fucking questions. And I was like, I
Yeah,
promise
oh my
you,
god.
just it's fine, right? Just enjoy the ride. If I tell you what happens, you even understand. And even when you get to the end, you still won't understand. So there's no
Exactly.
point. Just watch the movie and
But
enjoy it.
is
Shout out to
there?
Christopher Nolan. Great fucking guy.
Shout out to Christopher Nolan,
But
man. He
really,
be
really
doing his thing. Oh my goodness.
he's
I have this.
he's a great director.
He's a great brain. He has a very, very great brain. And his execution as well is another thing because it's one thing to have it, but then to put it to play and then even like switch it around. Direction it's not being so. Being a director of photography is not. I've been in a little bit of the movie industry, or at least just seeing some things, and not even just Nollywood or anything, but if you really go to the backdrop and understand what goes on, it's some crazy stuff. Sometimes in between sets and stuff, they have to switch things over, and your brain has to work enough that you still have to stick to the end goal. Like you might not even know what the end goal is, but you have to make it work, because
Agreed.
criticism is still going to be there. But at least he's patient enough and doesn't tell people the end of the story in between the movie, like some people.
And on that note, right? All these subs and subliminals. On that note, hi
If
guys,
the shoe fits,
welcome back again to another episode of The Square. We're back to do. What are we doing today?
we're talking about, this particular gender. Very
It's a
sweet,
very,
very,
it's a
very spicy, very unpatriarchal.
wait. This is meant to be a very, very serious episode. It is still
Sorry.
International Women's Month. We're still in the month of March. So today is heavily focused on women, the girl child, and things in and around those are topical areas. I promise
Absolutely.
you, this episode is meant to be serious. Again, women, we love you guys. You're amazing. Our sisters, wives, mothers, amazing. We celebrate you guys every fucking day. Obviously, this month more than the other months, but we celebrate you guys every day. Kachie, do you want to say anything before we talk about small talk and
Hello,
talk
my
about
name
how's
is
your week?
Kachie. I'm a woman.
What? The fuck?
I'm a female.
That's not what we're talking about.
I mean,
That's your
it
business.
is.
That's
You
your
said I should
business.
say
That's not.
something now.
Then say
Can I
something
not
else.
have my
Okay,
intro?
no,
Can you
it's true.
see? Listen, don't do it. There's a very, very thin line. See, gray area everywhere. If you do like this, you see like this. So allow me. You're already interrupting my feminine flow. I don't like that. Pause.
That's fucked up. But no problem. Sorry, have your flow. Introduce yourself. Apologies.
Yes,
Sorry.
my name is Kachie. I am a very female woman. Sometimes, not every time. I love
What
being a
is a
girl.
very female woman? What does that mean?
Listen,
You're
now
just
let me
saying
explain
things at
now.
this point.
No, I'm not. See, this is the second time you're interrupting me. Listen, if it's a guy now speaking, you will not interrupt. Don't interrupt me. What's wrong with you?
No
Did you not
problem.
just wish us
Allegations.
happy International Women's Day? Now I can't speak. This episode needs to go well. Let me just start again.
Do your worst. See, in fact, Livy, don't introduce yourself again. You guys,
Sorry,
it's Ayodeji,
sorry.
it's Kachie. We have started.
What's
That's
up?
the end of this introduction. We're starting
Sorry.
well, please.
Don't be angry. Don't vex.
I'm not angry. How was your week? Let's see. Like I said, let's focus on the podcast. How was your week?
My week was something. Let's say March is bringing out the combating gloves and stuff, but in a good way. And also in a challenging way. I like how challenging it has been. There's been definitely ups and both in Lagos, so both work-wise, there's been some here and there. I don't want to call them downs, just been some nice little pebbles here and there. But it's been a very nice learning process. But being the third month of the year, it's not been bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's already been very experiential coming to the third week. There's a lot that has been happening, which is great. New people, great vibes, of course, new opportunities, and new reasons to celebrate myself and people. So I've been
Too many yarns. Just how was your
normally
week?
now.
Good, bad.
My
All
week.
these
See,
all
black and
these
white doesn't
things.
work. This is International Women's Month. I have a right. I'm kidding.
No problem. It's okay. Since I
How
don't
was
have a
your week?
right, I'll
Well,
keep
how
it
was your
short.
week?
I don't have a right. I'll keep it short. My week was okay. I've been look, let me not lie. I only went to the gym once. That was very poor. I've been sleeping a lot, doing the things that people do. But hey, we
Wait,
go again
pause.
this week.
Pause. What are the things that people do? That sounded very suspect.
Sleep and eat and
You sure?
move around. Those are the things.
You sure?
I'm 115% sure. Separate issue though. Separate issue. But this week we're trying to do better. I was in the gym this morning. I am so fucking sore, but I feel great for going because I was like, start the week off properly. It's Monday morning. Let's head out. Let's get in the lab,
See, it's going to be very difficult for me to hold off on the "that's what she said" joke. So just
That's
really
crazy.
try very hard.
I mean, hey, listen, it's just your month. If that's the energy you want to put out, I'm behind you completely.
Yeah, okay. I'll think about that, but thank you.
As I mentioned to you when we spoke last week, that I'm just here to guide the conversation. In all honesty,
We're
always
going
like
to
this.
do this together, okay?
Who's together? Who are the people together?
Adam and Eve.
I'm not with you. Look at this. I'm not with you. But this, I am, like I said, was setting the scene. But don't worry. Let's just start. Let's just start. Okay.
No problem.
Good. We're just gonna get into it. Central Square business end. I wish I had my tie up, top button done, super duper serious. Okay, funny enough, you actually have buttons, so it works out
I
great
came
for you.
prepared. I'm serious. This is serious business.
Okay, no problem. So Kachie, did you read my scripts? Please be honest.
I did.
Just please be honest.
You did,
You read everything.
No.
Okay, did you at least read the parts I said that? Okay, the parts I said that you don't have to read. Did you read everything up to that part?
Sure.
Okay. You see, women don't lie, so I'm happy that she's being honest. You guys, women don't lie. Women are usually honest. Normally, men that lie.
We try
men
our
lie
best
all the
not
time.
to.
Do you get? Men lie all the time. So women, they never lie. Ever. Never. Okay, so super duper serious. I'm thinking of whether I should go on my usual rant or just start a thing. But I won't. I will keep it super duper topical and on point. And I would explain the story before I start to give my take, if that's fine. So ending of Feb, early March, right? In the news cycle. Well, no, let me even sort of take it more so before then, right? Because I think that because we want to discuss about the issue involving Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and Senator Godswill Akpabio, right? So we want to just sort of follow the issue as it should be followed. So before this present issue, last year, they were having a discussion in the House, right? And what Senator Akpabio said to Senator Natasha was more so that because we're having a discussion and essentially, which is the most important thing that Senator Akpabio said to Senator Natasha, you can't speak without being asked or invited to speak in the Senate. This is not a nightclub.
A nightclub.
Good. So, and so context, right? And that happened at some point last year. I think July of last year, July 2024. And obviously, he had to backtrack, he apologized and did the whole thing of, oh no, he didn't mean it in any disparaging way, this one, that one, this one, that one. He said that he will not intentionally denigrate any woman. And, he always prays that God will uplift women and, that he wants to apologize to Senator Natasha. Right? Cool, fine. He made a slip up. Insane slip up, because the connotations are crazy, but separate issue. That was in July 2024. Prior to that, 2020, when Akpabio was still the minister for the NDDC, which is the Niger Delta Development Commission. The MD at the time, Dr. Joy Nue. I'm so sorry, Nigerians, please forgive me. I'm really bad at name pronunciation.
You should have made that disclaimer first.
I should have said it from the beginning. Really, really poor, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Right, it's absolutely fine. In 2020, the MD of the NDDC accused Senator Akpabio of sexual harassment. She essentially said that he had been making advances towards her. She said that mere passes advances, however you want to coin it. She said that he, how can I coin this thing, Kachie? How can I coin it?
In a way that you won't be cancelled. I will
not cancelled, just in a way that makes sense. Like how can I?
No, it makes sense. You can go on. I'm sure they does. Okay. Go on.
Yeah. So essentially, so she just and the funny part, and I use the word funny very, very loosely, because she was on TV. She said that Akpabio did not tell Nigeria. This is the MD speaking, right? Because when she accused him, he came out and said that it never happened, this and that one, pushed it away, blah blah blah. Right. The funny part was she came on TV and she said, Akpabio didn't tell Nigerians that she slapped him in his guest house in Akpo. Right. And she said that she's an Ogoni woman, right? Woman from South, from River State, and they don't play about that kind of shit, right? So again, one issue, two issues.
To the another.
Two issues, right? So to just sort of set the scene, Senator Akpabio has had a bit of a history. Kachie, can I say a history? Is that fine? That's two incidents enough to say someone has had a history.
It's fine. It is fine.
Okay, it's fine to say he has had a history.
At least in this context.
Yes. So that's so much the backdrop of it. That is between. So those were two separate incidents. About how we spoke to Senator Natasha previously in a bit of a backhanded, weirdly way. I know, and an accusation that he had in 2020, but that kind of died down a little bit. That didn't really go anywhere. Right. So now fast forward to 2025. The Senate is in session, right? So Senator Natasha comes in. She goes to her seat, right? And the Senate, the clerks, whatever those guys are called in the Senate, they tell her, oh no, that she can't sit here because her seating has been moved. Again, well, not again, but so much for context is that in the Senate, right, the way they seat people are basically around two sort of lines. One is how long you've been in the Senate, if you sort of occupy leadership positions. That's one thing. And the second thing is they seat people according to party lines. So people in similar parties will sit in close proximities. That's sort of one thing. A couple of senators, decamped and whatever, so their seats had to be changed. By decamped, I mean they changed parties, went from APC to PDP. So some went from PDP to APC and LP to APC. Those are kind of politicians rubbish. It's fine. So yeah, like I said, it's fine on a level, right? So they tell Senator Natasha that okay, you need to sit somewhere else. That that's based on the change, you need to sit somewhere else. Now in the Senate, you can technically sit anywhere, but again, the reason why they told her to move is because you can only speak and address the Senate if you're in your proper seat. That's if you're seated where you're meant to be seated. So that was sort of the backdrop and the premise of it. Excuse me, right? Kachie, am I doing okay?
Yep. You're doing very good.
Are you still with me?
I'm very with you. Go on.
Okay,
well done.
Good. Okay, good. Now, Natasha, again, Senator Natasha did not want to move. She wanted to maintain her original seat, and she essentially still tried to speak from her seat, to which that she was not allowed to speak. And the Senate president, again, because he was the one leading the session in the Senate that day, he told her that she can't speak from there, right? And that was sort of how that was the genesis of it. Now you think that this was meant to be you wouldn't think that it would be a massive issue, but then it started to kick off from there. She said that she does not care if she's being silenced, and then she said that she's not afraid of the Senator Akpabio. She said that he will not deny her privilege, that is to be able to speak in the Senate. And then so that's the kind of what kicks off, right? And that's when the video clip comes up when she said that she will not be silenced, she's not afraid of him, this and the other. So Akpabio calls the sergeant at arms to escort her out of the Senate, right? Again, fine. Based on the premise of it, is the issue is seating. Fine, no problem, right? Whatever. Still not a big deal. It's a big deal because the whole "I'm not afraid of you" thing kind of gets into the news cycle. Yeah, if people start to speak about it, right?
Absolutely.
Then the next day, which is perhaps the more interesting bit, right? She goes on TV. She goes on Arise. I think it's Arise, and she essentially starts to explain and narrate that her and Senator Akpabio have had a couple of run-ins where she alleges, and please, from this point onward, I use the term allegedly. If I don't say it, I'm implying it. I mean it. Allegedly, please, right? At this point, so she starts to give sort of previous instances where she feels that she has been mistreated by the Senate President, Senator Akpabio, and she sort of compared her experience to university students who have been repeatedly failed by a lecturer, right? Who have, by a lecturer who has been making sexual advances to which that she has been essentially rebuffing. Right. And then she said that there was an incident when she was at Akpabio's house in December 2024, because Akpabio and her, I think they share the same birthday. I don't know. She was at his house in Akwa Ibom, and she alleged that he told her that he would create a time for the two of them to spend quality time together. Right. And obviously she said that, or rather she understood it to be that he was trying to insinuate that he wants to move to her. Kachie, does that sound like, if a man says that he wants to spend quality time with you, what does that how does that make you feel?
Well,
or what do you think he's trying to say?
Quality time is I don't know. It's I can't call it sensitive in terms of the wording. It just depends on the relationship you have with the person, to be honest. Because some people can definitely want to spend quality time because they want to know you better. But nowadays, with how society and how our understanding of relationships and relating with people in the first place, that's how you can be friendly with someone and they think you're flirting. So it just really depends on the context of what your relationship is, whether you're just super acquaintances or actually even trying to know each other and be friends or build on something. But then you would also kind of know some characteristics of the person you're talking about. So it's kind of here or there. But yeah,
okay. So that one, and she said she was able to get out of it, whatever that happened. So that was in December 2024. Now, fast forward to February of 2025. Natasha wants to put forward a motion to investigate what's happening with the Ajakuta Steel Company. The steel mill has been there for years. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know any steel rod that's come out from there. Again, allegedly, but I don't think those guys are working. So she wants to initiate an investigation on Ajakuta Steel. And she tried to put it on the Senate order paper 5 times, and it just never sort of came up in reading. So it got put forward on the 6th attempt, right? So she went to meet the Senate president and she sort of tried to find out, what's going on? Why am I the things I'm putting forward in the Senate not being addressed or being given,
focused on,
being allowed to be put forward, right? And again, so when she's with him, this is in the Senate, alleges that he said that you can enjoy a lot if you take care of me. The ball is in your court. As in how? How do you mean?
What, like, how do you mean?
I don't know. I don't get.
What even is
again, that? Actually, please give me context. If a man tells you you can enjoy a lot if you take care of me, it's
First of
really
all,
up to you.
I ain't your mama, okay? I'm not your sister. I'm not your bestie. I could be, but I'm not. I'm none of those things. Even if we're close, like, come on. There's only one way. Like, if I'm saying, there's a difference between if you take care of me and if you take care of me. You're not sick, and even if you're sick, you have people that will do that before you call me. So there's genuinely, like, if we actually want to be real with each other, there's genuinely only one particular way that can be interpreted. If somebody says they want to take care of you, like, even if it's unspoken knowledge, we know what it means. So that one goes without saying.
there's no room
yeah.
for ambiguity, So this is
That
somebody who in the past has had situations where someone has accused him of sexual assault. In the past, he's spoken
and you're
to her
saying
in a
that
bit of a demeaning and denigrating way, right?
yeah.
You now push it forward again. You are with him in his house. He's saying that he wants to settle time with you. And then again, you're trying to do your job and he's telling you that you should take care of him.
Like,
Okay.
is that why you hired me? Like, it's so unfortunate how that
She doesn't
happened.
even work for him as just like a thing. Like she doesn't work for him like as if she's her sub, but she's his
Another
subordinate
angle,
or whatever the case may be. So
right?
where is this going?
Where would
And if you guys can tell, we are trying to be very, very precise and
yes?
careful and honest about what we're saying. There's no
So
agenda as of yet. These are
I
all
told
just
you,
statements of facts. We'll try our
yes,
best to
exactly.
put all the links to the articles for you guys to go through should you wish. But
Mm-hmm.
these things
To do
have
so.
happened, and this is how it came across.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also sort of alleged that aside from the sexual sort of advancements and assault that he has been pushing forward, she expressed, that she has been treated inferior as a senator. That is those senators that came into the Senate 6 months after the others were sworn in because they had court cases, right? So she said that
Mm-hmm.
she feels that they have been treated inferior to the other senators,
The other
and
senses, yeah.
she said that which is another thing that's also very telling is that she feels, I'm looking for the right word, but she said that she's disappointed the fact that her colleagues, particularly the other three, because there are only 4 female senators, right, in the whole of the Senate, only 4,
Yeah.
right? So the
Yeah.
other 3 did not. They were sort of very, very
Back up or
silent
something.
on the matter.
Yeah.
They really didn't say anything. And again, this was at the time of her interview. None of them
Yeah.
had said anything. I think
Yeah.
the interview was maybe a couple of days after the incident in the Senate, like a week after, not the next day, a
Right.
week after, something like that. Right. So, I think she's trying to sue him now. Trying to
Apparently.
sue Akpabio. But so again, we'll put that to one side. Right? So the interview happens, she makes those allegations, that's done and dusted, right? But again, Akpabio comes out next day, denies it, says that he has never harassed any woman, he was raised well by his late single mother, that he would never do that, this and that. All manners of bullshit, absolute bullshit.
Absolutely.
She comes back to the Senate and she wants to put forward a motion. Well, I don't want to say a motion because again, I'm missing all the right terms here. I don't know why I'm missing all the terms today. Her petition, sexual harassment petition, she puts it forward in the Senate, but she was told that the petition is dead on arrival. It's the senator that it's on arrival. And that was said to her by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions. Right? And she said that essentially that it can't be taken forward because it's already in court.
During court,
Which is a fair statement, right? Because they can't sort of preside and give verdicts over a matter that is in the courts. They let the courts decide
exactly
before they rule on it, right? The Senate, again, Senate committee, which other committee is it? Yeah, Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions. They had a hearing on Natasha, right, because they said that her conduct in the Senate the day that she had the initial run-in with Akpabio was a bit unbecoming of a senator, right? So they had a hearing of it, some kind of kangaroo court hearing. They just gathered,
back and
did
forth
whatever they
type
wanted to
thing.
say. Some bullshit, right? And then they come and say, okay, cool, Natasha is suspended for 6 months. First of all, that's illegal.
Like,
first of all,
to just start
first thing, that's illegal. You can't.
From where to where?
You can't do that. There have been other cases because, again, there's a certain heavy-handedness that comes with Nigerians in power. They try to swing their weight around, be it heavy or light. They try to swing it around. And I just don't understand, right? Because not just that, she's suspended, which is one thing, right? They mentioned that her salary is suspended, my office in the Senate will be closed, and they said she can't parade herself as a senator. So technically, by their ruling, we should not be saying Senator Natasha. We should be saying just Natasha Akpoti,
that's like a strip and not even a strip and search. That's just a strip down. That's like almost partial official public humiliation. They're trying to make it seem as if they're not putting her out there, laying her out bare so that she'll come crawling back, because they're dangling this power over her, like, well, her position is what is defining her. And that's what they
Yeah.
do a lot to people. When you put yourself, talk as if you're in a position of power, turn it around to make it seem like that is what defines you. And they're trying
And
to
bear in
make
mind that all this is just, like, again, the suspension was based off of the seating issue, right? It was based off the seating issue. So she's
come
been
on,
suspended for misconduct based on the seating issue. 6 months.
6 whole months. Do you know, 6 months is a long time. People try and stay in their new jobs for 6 months, and there's a lot that already happened in between. So talk us of her own personal life, of what is going on there, besides what she's trying to do for her country, not even just her state.
She can't, and that's one of the reasons why it's illegal, because you're saying that she won't be able to work for those people that voted her in, her constituents who put her into the
In the
Senate. She
place
can't
of
work for
position.
them. It doesn't make very much sense. And
But then,
I don't know, like I said, maybe we should put a pin in it and discuss what's happened so far, because there's still an evolution of the matter,
yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely, yeah, go on.
I just feel, my personal thing, I feel like because of Akpabio's antecedents and his history and the way we understand him to act in situations, I will always, always, always side with the victim in all these matters, right? Then you now add in the fact that he has a past of being accused of doing these kind of things, and the rhetoric has been, oh no, he can't do this, and we're very jovial in the Senate, we like to play, he's a fun guy.
He makes jabs here and there.
I
No,
think I mean, what are we doing?
honestly, like, I feel like it would be different if there's a difference when you're the clown, class clown, and then when you're the perv clown of a classroom, not even using his own example. There are different characteristics that just define you, or you have used to define yourself. That people are like, hey, I see this person, oh, I like this person because it's funny. But then there's a way that some people, it's like that, where's my hug kind of guy, right? There's some people that you want to give, there's some people you want to give that hug to, but then there's that, I want to hug you, but then there's just this aura around you. So if he didn't already create that aura around him, first of all, he's not going to have accusations around people. As much as people, sometimes women, yes, some people have had that kind of history to lying about people, getting, rape and all this kind of stuff, the extremities of it. But if he's not put himself in the situation to be accused of that, this can even be looked differently, that Senator Natasha is lying or something, but you have history on it already. Like, that's supposed to be the first thing we're dealing with. You have history of that. People are talking about it already. So anything else that this woman is suffering, it's like, yo, like, it's right there. It's literally right there. And she's getting suspended. What's happening with him? Oh, because he's in a higher position. Let's not even bring out this patriarchy stuff, because when you silence women and all that, like, that card has to be pulled out eventually in this conversation, because genuinely, if at all they're doing suspension and stuff, even for cops, for example, American cops, if one of them should kill somebody, or this black crime, for example, they'll suspend all of them.
Everybody goes home to the investigate.
Everybody goes to what we're
That's normally
investigating.
how it is. Apparently,
So
there's
why
no
is she the only one?
investigation. She's been like I said, they're trying to separate. They're being very coy, and
Very
the
coy.
rhetoric was that if she apologizes, they can review, and that just means that if she apologizes, she can come back. And again,
So
it then speaks to the heavy-handed nature of it, because it starts to feel like, is this retribution for the fact that Akpabio had to apologize because of the nightclub incident?
it is retribution. Literally, that's what it is. But then
Is that
we
sort of
have
how
to
it's
ask
coming
her.
across now?
We have to ask ourselves. So it's put in a way that we're now going to be the ones asking ourselves, like, it seems like it, but maybe it's not. Maybe they're actually just still trying to do things to make it better. No, because why would he not be suffering any kind of brunt of the situation? Why is it all on her? It just makes it look worse than it's supposed to. Genuinely,
It's
it's
just
so
really,
messy.
really, really bad. It's really, really bad,
Mhm.
because, like I said, this suspension, right? She cannot even come, like, she can't enter the Senate, is one thing, right? She's prohibited from entering the Senate premises, sort of. So, and her salaries, no allowances, and
For
she can't represent
6
herself as a
months.
Senate, so a senator. So there's no security, nothing. Everything has been withdrawn. She's been stripped bare. She doesn't have security again from the
even think
Senate.
about it that deep, right? I thought it's just okay, the little salary, this and that, even down to security.
They took her
Doesn't
fucking
that sound
security.
trapworthy to you?
I just,
That
I
sounds very
don't know.
trapworthy because it's like the enemy is breaking down all your walls, right? And even if they want to attack, God forbid, I mean, nothing's going to happen to Senator Natasha, of course, but
She has
they're
obviously, she'll get her
stripping,
own goddamn
she'll get her own
security now.
guardian, of
Fuck those
course, now,
guys.
normally. But for sake of, if she really wanted to do, you know what, I believe, because this is how it used to be in the past. And in the past, they were
Yeah.
even more ghetto, all this stuff. So she can easily say, you know what, I'm not going to protect myself, this, and that. God forbid something that actually happens to her. That's when they'll not actually now start thinking justice for, because the lines will still link, but it will still not point the fingers to him being the cause. We'll just still have allegations and assumptions, and then it's all it's all brushed under the carpet at the end of the day. Because why would you pick out all those? They could have easily just said, okay, don't come to work in a few months, even salary one, even if they want to slash it or something, just because of punishment sake. But why would you take out all these benefits that you know is basically what is the core and then some of what her position entails, and take it away from her? Besides the fact that you're now twisting it and making her seem like a mad black woman
And to
in
add
a position of
insult
power.
to industry, all her aides, their salaries have been suspended. Her office has been
To now
locked up
turn them
in the
against now.
Senate. The
Yeah.
whole thing is, like I said, it's so fucking heavy-handed. They're just it's so vindictive. It's so ugly. It's
And
so
we're allowing this happen.
mean-spirited. I mean, the only thing that we can do as a people is to petition our senators to ask them, what the fuck are you guys doing? Is what is
And
going
they're
on
just going
here?
to take the petition, sit down, do some meeting, and that's it. Wow.
The whole thing is
Nigeria.
bullshit. Like the whole thing. And
I
obviously
feel sorry for her.
Natasha didn't take it lying down, right? So she
Of
went,
course.
and shout out to, shout out to Natasha, moving like some kind of fucking gangster.
I see.
She went to the UN inter parliamentary union in New York, I think it was, and she essentially went to report her case. She said that she's being treated unfairly and she's being punished by the Senate for alleging that the Senate president sexually harassed her. So she, like everyone else who has a brain and like eyes and can read, understand that this is retribution. They are
Absolutely.
trying to destroy her. They're trying to silence her. They're trying
A
to
lot of
make her.
sabotage.
They're trying to make her renege on her statements and come, because, like I said, the moment she apologizes to him, like it changes the
It
whole
flips the
narrative of the
script.
conversation. She starts to look like the angry, crazy woman. She starts to, like, all the tropes, all the agendas that
You
people
know,
push against women.
they
That's what
could
she
even
starts to
pay
look like.
people to come and start saying stuff. Do you know how these things work? They could pay people to say, in fact, they could turn it into like a medical situation, like she's
Maybe
losing her
they'll say
mind or
they might
something.
say she's unwell. They might say she
She's
has a
unwell.
mental health thing.
They'll twist it into that oh yeah, I know Sister Natasha, she's not really been resting so well, and then in between the middle of the night when she studies, she gets erratic, so it turns into that she is playing on your wisdom. And it's so annoying because if you relate this to, like, let's say Nollywood now, just to put like a lighter note on it, not even Nollywood, honestly, like real life, actually real life. If it's in the police station, when you've heard of situations where they arrest people out of somebody's brother is just, where's my brother? Where's my brother? And you find out that he's in a police cell somewhere. They're beating him, or they're beating him to confess to something he didn't do. And then they now have to take his word. They won't take any of the other allegations or anything else that they're actually looking for. They will actually take the fact that he said that he's the one that did it, and everything changes from there. So they're waiting for that breaking point that they can reach out with. That's why they're picking all these things little by little. So when she actually gets to that breaking point, if she does, which I hope she doesn't, if she gets to that breaking point, this entire story is going to change like this.
Exactly, which we cannot let it go.
We
Even like the
cannot.
day after she made her report to the UNIPU, the Senate so they issued out a statement, and the statement went to the UNIPU, and they said and clarified again that Senator Natasha was suspended for gross misconduct and unruly behavior, and not as a result of the allegation of sexual harassment or assault.
Absolutely.
Right. They go on to the Senate refutes the deliberate misinformation and the false narrative being circulated by the media regarding the suspension of Senator Natasha. So essentially, they're standing on their bullshit saying, look, oh no, hey, we didn't suspend her for that.
No,
We
that's not
suspended
it.
her for what she did in the Senate. We didn't suspend her for the sexual assault, but please, anyone who has anything between their ears. Come on.
Like, do you not see? That's why
Like,
they keep putting
you
all
know,
these little narratives out there. So by the time you're focusing on this one, they have something else to back up. So by the time you're trying to blame it on this, it's like, no, that's not what it is. This is actually what it is. So you would actually even not question yourself, and then they put in some supposed legality into it that does not exist. And here we are.
Nigeria will gaslight you. They will tell you that grass is blue and the sky is green. And they will tell you go and do something about it. They'll tell you go
Mm-hmm.
to court. So it's only Nigeria it's only Nigeria that criminal elements, those people that perpetrate crime and
Mm-hmm.
irregularities, tell you to go to court. They are begging you,
As
please go
they
to
beg you,
court.
please take me to court. Let's see
Please
what will
let us
happen.
go to court, because allegedly the courts have been compromised. They've been compromised. The court is meant to be the last hope of the common man, but instead
Yes,
it is the first hope
the
of the
first.
criminals and the criminal enterprises.
Absolutely.
They love a court case. They will drag it on for years.
For
They will drown you
years.
in legal bills, and they will still find a way to win again in court.
Why is that? Like, do you ever think,
What are
like,
we
just
doing
just like a
here?
side note, like, do you ever think the Nigerian legal system, like, every single year, we're tossing out new lawyers, passing the
So
bar,
many fucking lawyers every
court
year.
bar. I've almost gone to law school, let me help you now, but everybody is called to the bar. Congratulations to the recent ones that got called to bar. Sha. Well
Man,
done,
fuck
no?
those guys. I ain't clapping for those guys. Those
My
are
man,
coming to join
please,
join the
they worked
irregularity.
hard. They worked hard. Whether or not they end up in GT Bank as a teller, they worked hard because
Wonderful.
there are a lot of no shade though, because the truth, like, do you know how many people are having legal degrees and they're literally at the teller of Zenith Bank doing some weird stuff. Not weird, but on a career at the end of the day. I can't judge. But then again, when do you think there's going to be we can't just say, oh my God, is there ever going to be a change? At what point in time do we gather all this? Yes, we're in the digital age. Everybody's talking about it. Social media, thank God there's even social media for her to even talk about all these kind of things and put her own story out there, have interviews, be able to, try and change the narrative in a little way, in her own way, and just make sure it is still, hey, this is what it is, even if people are trying to change perspective. When and how are we even going to actually put our feet down and start from the nitty gritty of, hey, the legal system is actually causing a lot of harm than good to making sure situations like this don't get exacerbated to the wrong side and
So
blaming
you
the wrong
so you're
people.
asking me when will the legal system start to work? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes, in some way, what can we do?
I will answer a question like this. How can it work when governors are sharing cars and houses to judges? How can it work?
That just triggered me.
How can it work? I put it to you, cars, houses, money, funding. How can it work when governors are building law schools and students accommodations for lawyers and building judge and staff quarters for the judiciaries? How can it work? How?
So
The judiciary have been compromised. They're all in bed together. We need to do more. We need to read. We need to stay informed, understand things. We should not be part of all these criminal enterprises and nefarious conversations, right? So many men have
activities
perpetrated misogyny and
slipped it into the system without us knowing. And
ridiculous. We
now
need to
it's
get these
like,
guys out. We need to get them out. We need to bring in
listen,
people that know what they're doing. Akpabio should step down so they can investigate this. But ideally, we have the course of public opinion. We already know what is going
what's
on.
gonna
But for
happen?
the sake of transparency, even if they want to bury it, let them at least again
At least can't
are
chill
so
now.
important in politics. Brother, step down. Let them investigate it. Then you do your
Heavily.
kangaroo court and come back. Since we know that
Honestly,
is what's going to happen, because that
I'm
is what happens,
I'm even
right?
just I'm actually trying to understand how he's even comfortable
They are
still
just so
going to work.
brazen. They are so
Like,
brazen.
this is not about
So
being
brazen.
brave or prideful anymore. Like, it's actually worrisome.
They don't
Like,
give a fuck. They don't care.
but how much of a fuck would you
They
not
don't
give that
care.
you're not seeing that this
None.
is it's not even tarnishing anymore. You're dousing yourself in nonsense. After this, you're gonna look like silly as hell from top to bottom. For you to allow, like,
They are
even
just
if
insane.
he could even still say, let him put it upon himself and do this whole valiant man thing and say, what's based on the situation of things and to some showmanship type shit. He can literally do that, but he's not.
For him to do that, it means that he would have had an ounce of inward reflection.
But it's just like this, oh, inward reflection. Okay, oh,
I don't think he thought about this
As far
thing
fetched,
more
isn't it?
than 10 minutes. More than that, I don't think he thought about it. Is this whole
Yeah,
rhetoric of,
you're right.
boys will be boys and they'll do whatever they want to do, and, girls should chill. Like,
You
okay,
have a point.
because at the end of the day, he was telling him and his guys, say, what do you really do? You just wanted to talk to her that she's just a woman that you can't just say whatever you like. Like, these are the sentiments that are being pushed. And that's why they often try to minimize the situation and say, oh, no, he's a fun guy. He's joking, he's jovial. What the fuck does that mean? I cannot go to my office and, be telling my subordinate that, oh yeah, that that if you want to move things along, right, come on. How did he even coin it? Something about making things easier for him. Just needs to, is it quality time or what? How did they say it? It doesn't
Quality
even make sense in
time.
my mind. It's like, even the separate
It's not
issues, zero
sounding
reason. If you want to move to somebody, must you then sort of do the thing of
zero.
like a quid pro quo kind of a thing. If you want to move
Please,
to someone, separate
master.
issue.
I'm
Must
crying.
must it be so transactional? Okay, I want to sleep with
Quality
you,
time.
so therefore, get the fuck out of here.
That's so as decoded, man. Like, what is
It's
that? Like,
so
you
fucked
can
up,
literally say so many sentences, and that's
brother.
the one you chose. Quality time, or you're not
If you
turning
want
and
to,
say it's just my your love language.
they have
Maybe
zero
it's his love
game,
language now. I
zero
wonder what
game,
I wonder what
zero
Akpabio's love
fucking game.
languages are. What do you think his love languages are?
His love languages are, what do you call it? I don't even know. It's just I
Nah,
can't even coin it.
is it
Maybe
physical
it's maybe
touch?
it's maybe it's physical touch,
It's
or
definitely quality time.
maybe it's transfer. I don't know. Some people's quality time is money related. It could be transfer.
Normally, now, my own is done, so I can understand.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Well done. So yeah, we had a couple of things on the docket, but I can't lie. Kachie, I'm tired. My
I'm
head is hot.
see, and this thing
I'm
is
tired.
as much as I want to speak about it. I think this topic is sentimental and sentient enough that we shouldn't even have to egg it on with any other this
We would
kind
have
of
started with
conversation.
this. Fufumi told me we'll have started with these other ones,
With
and
the other
then
ones, I thought about it and I actually said it. I was like, this is going to be heavy. But at the beginning we were laughing. That's why I was still there bantering about my name is Kachie, I'm a woman.
I'm so
But I knew
sorry.
how
I
things were
forgot.
going to end. No. I knew how things were going to end. And it's okay because I feel the same way. I'm here just laughing, trying to make myself not feel, the brunt of it because I'm still feeling it's very heavy on the heart because this is a
It's
woman
irritating.
besides
It's
her position,
disgusting.
she's somebody's sister, mother, daughter, like genuinely a person too, regardless of if she's a female or not. She's a person wanting her justice for what has been taken from her or how she feels, right? And she's not being
Allegedly.
heard. Allegedly, allegedly. But it's a very heavy conversation and it's respectable that we just keep it that way because I think it's a sink in better. Let people actually even read better into it. We'll always have other episodes to even talk more, but this is a very heavy conversation. So I
So
respect that we
fucking
don't
heavy. My head
continue.
is hot. My head is hot.
Yeah,
And I don't know. We need to find a way to add
I'm right
allegedly
there
to the
with you.
title of this podcast.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
so in like bold, we can put yes, so
Please,
maybe
allegedly. Before
allegedly.
all the anyways, okay. I don't know. Outro. Kachie, you want to say anything before we head out?
I think I've said enough, but I just genuinely pray that Nigerians and everybody around the world will actually just look a bit deeper within, put yourself into somebody's shoes and just be more empathetic. Open your eyes and see when there's injustice. Speak up for somebody if they can't. This is a new year. We've been speaking about change, and as much as it starts with us, it even starts with the tiniest thing you do. It doesn't have to be such a big issue like this for you to make some kind of change or know that you respect somebody, whether or not they're female or male. Gender is just one
Agreed.
thing. You
Agreed.
being human is another. So you need to be wise enough, educate
Yeah.
yourself on these things because people are trying to build families, but you're not even building yourself and your knowledge factor to know how you're actually going to be a better person and encourage or be, an example to your environment. So just try as much as you can. Start from somewhere. Help whatever you can. Speak out if you can. The little you do goes a long way, honestly, even if you don't feel that way. And hopefully sometime would all be, the story will be different. But until then, all we can do is try. And of course, happy International Women's Day to all women out there. We're forever strong, forever aggressive in a good way. And of course, it can only get better from here.
Send a woman dollars today. Send a woman
Normally,
dollars
I
today.
don't want to say it before,
Send
but
a woman dollars today. Do the one you can do. Send her dollars. We'll be
it
all
goes a long
right in
way.
the end. we just need to keep pushing, doing better, and trying to understand and listen. As men, I think just listening and being supportive is literally all you can do right now. Listen, be supportive, and we take it from there. So we're behind the women. We love you guys, support you guys. You guys are amazing, and we hope that Nigeria as a whole can get better, because I believe we can do better, but we just need to
Absolutely.
try harder, try different things, and I have a feeling that things would pick up and get better.
Absolutely. Yay.
All right. Thank you guys so much. See you the next one. Bye.
See you in the next one.